Hi guys, actually doing my analysis for the week ahead, and last week the main event of the week was on Thursday, where we had all the PMI figures coming out. They came out as expected, slight corrections from the previous numbers. Euro held the rates at 2.15 as expected, and then unemployment claims has been coming out less than the forecast for the past few months, so that is kind of positive for the dollar. Retail sales not too good for the CAD, and the flash came out much better than expected, but the PMI gave a reading below 50, so not so good for the US. um, Japanese CPI 2.9%, not much of a difference, and we saw the dollar strengthen against the yen. On that, they have the rate announcement next week, so we'll have a look at that in a minute. Retail sales worse than expected for the pound, and German IFO business climate slightly worse than expected. Um, and do core durable orders still in minus, which is not good, but that's giving a positive reading there. So overall kind of mixed, but slightly leaning towards still a bearish dollar. However, we saw the dollar go back up and doing a retracement. So for next week we have NFP for the month. It's actually like a half week. We are going into July and almost into August. So I was expecting to be the week after, but we have NFP next week, which is kind of good because that is going to be out of the way then for the whole month. Starting off for the week, nothing on Monday. JOLTS opening on Tuesday. So things to watch out for. Aussie CPI is there on Wednesday. So if you're looking for any trades on the Aussie, you kind of have till Tuesday evening to get into those. You have ADP, which I don't really trust. Advanced GDP, so this is going to be important. And then you have the CAD monetary policy statement there on Wednesday, and also the federal fund rate. I mean, it's saying the forecast is 4.5, but Trump had a meeting with Powell this week, and he was saying that they're going to be looking to basically cut the rates in the future. So let's see, there might be a little surprise there. If he does hold the rates, then that could be bullish for the dollar in the time being, for a little more retracement to the upside. And then you have also the Bank of Japan policy rate statement, so they are expecting to hold the rates as well. Again, take it with a pinch of salt. The CPI reading has come out also slightly lower, but still around 3%, which will be higher than the Bank of Japan forecast. They want to hold it between 1 to 2%. And then all this kind of news is kind of important because they are leading indicators of how the economy is doing. And then of course Friday we don't trade, and you have NFP then ISM as well. So you kind of have till Thursday to trade the week, but we will have to learn to tiptoe around this over here. And then you kind of have Thursday to end the week, with NFP being there on Friday. So let's have a look at the charts, and then we have dollar index. So on the daily time frame, you can see that it's making a lower high going down, but it's doing a retracement over there. We had a beautiful head and shoulder pattern which I shared with you a few weeks before, and that played out pretty well. And now it's doing a retracement there to the neckline. So it could be two things. It could either retest and go down, or it could break higher. So I think the FOMC event could decide that which way it kind of goes. So we'll have a look at that, and I'll go on to the M2 charts first. So dollar Swissy, literally not interested in this pair at the moment. It's just hovering around here and it looks quite messy. And also I've mentioned this several times, we are trading at all-time lows, so there's a danger that this could swiftly go back up. And you can see that it's only been there a couple of times. The lowest points are here, but you know, I don't want to take a risky position to either short or long over there. If there's a long, I would be more interested in that, but I need more clues because there's no multiple reasons. The euro on the other hand looks a lot more interesting. We have a trend line, daily 55, monthly 200 in there, 61.8, 116 as a round number. Hopefully this daily 55 can creep in a little bit behind the trend line, so then we have much more confidence in that trade. But still, it looks a very good trade to me. There's multiple reasons, and I will be looking to long it over there, back to the upside. Then we have the pound. Now on the pound, it looks like it's doing a head and shoulder pattern there, left shoulder, head, and then forming the right shoulder. However, we have a trend line, and also we have kind of the neckline to break in here. So it's not a confirmed head and shoulder just yet unless we get the break. If we do get the break, then we need a retest to basically take it to the downside. So I spot that the long doesn't look that interesting over here at the moment because we are under the daily 55. So it's leaning more towards the bearish side, also because it's made a new low compared to this low, and now we're getting that lower high, maybe to possibly break. Let's see what happens. Dollar CAD, we are basically looking to long here again, 135.60, anywhere in here. Put a stop loss there to basically take it back up for around 200. So I'll be interested in that, and if it does continue to go up higher, I will be interested to short at 138.70, 78.6 WIP, 200 daily, weekly, 55, multiple reasons to short over there. Also lines up pretty well with the theory that dollar index could maybe retrace around here and come back down, so that would be a nice idea. Dollar yen, so I caught a nice winner on this week on the 4-hour. Basically we were going to the upside, had a daily breakout over the EMAs, then we came back down into an area of support, 146 round number, multiple EMAs, and then I caught it to around in here, around 80 odd pips. Didn't want to hold it longer because there was a CPI news, so, and it was coming to Friday as well. But if it was not for that, I would have definitely looked to hold it all the way up here for around 170. So now what I'm looking for is a break above the EMAs, and then I'll be looking to long to continue the move to the upside. The potential for this, I would say, is not all the way up here because you have 150 as a round number, so I would say it's around 150 odd pip move to the upside because there's a round, big whole number there, so watch out for that. AUD USD, I might be leaning towards the New Zealand pair this week because you have that news on Wednesday, so it might ruin it. But if you are looking to long on M2, 0.65 is the area, so anywhere in here, 50 pip stop to take it back up. I will definitely be looking for that. New Zealand on the other hand, I will show that to you on TradingView, but not interested on M2 because of the 55 there. Euro pound is just heading higher, did not do the pullback like we wanted, so I will just keep my entry over there. I'm quite comfortable, so around 40 pip stop to take it back up, and it's currently at 190 pips away, so quite far away. New Zealand CAD broke above the EMAs on the weekly time frame, so we have an opportunity to take a long to the upside. It's about 113 odd pip move, and we can put our stop loss below here. So anywhere around 80 to 20 looks good for a long. There is resistance around here, so watch to the left always. You have that CAD news on Wednesday, so just watch out for that. Makes it a little bit tricky. Same with the Aussie CAD. With the Aussie CAD as a possible day trade here, need a pullback, same as the New Zealand CAD. Could put a 25 pip stop to make around 80 pips around there. A long at anywhere around 0.8970 on that pair. New Zealand yen, a long at 87.850. It looks pretty interesting. 60 pip stop to take it back up higher. Good risk reward. All the yens look the same. The CAD yen as well. It's around a 70 pip stop to take it back up. Again, if it is around too close to my entry around the news, then I will be looking to close that trade. You also have the yen news this week, so be careful on that. And the Aussie yen is the same, 95, 90, 96 basically round number, 70 pip stop to take it back up higher. Euro Aussie, I was looking for the long here, but I didn't want to put a forward order because it didn't have multiple reasons. I just had the daily 50 at 78.6 pip, so I was waiting for a confirmation, and I didn't manage to get it, but it is changing the trend on the 4 hour. We went from lower low, lower high, lower low, high high. So if we get a pullback around somewhere in here, then maybe that would look interesting for a long. I will be watching it. Pound New Zealand has a massive trend line here, but nothing to really do here because we don't have multiple reasons. And then EURCAD is just trading very high up. So I have spotted a range on this, which could be interesting for the summer markets if it tends to be doing what it is doing at the moment, bouncing off there and then bouncing off here, then we could be interested in trading that range. So let me go on to my trading view charts, slightly different ideas to give you some flexibility for the week ahead. So some options to consider is a euro dollar short, because we are expecting for this trade to possibly come to the downside. So what I was thinking was, if we could take that trade to the downside to around maybe in here, which is giving us a nice day trade, it has shifted the pattern. So as you can see here, we have a little reversal head and shoulder, and we have broken that neckline over there and made a new low, and this is possibly going to make a lower high maybe. So we need to watch this on the lower time frames, and if it gives me a reversal in there, I could look to take this to the downside. So wherever the lower high is created, I could put my stop loss there and then look to take it back down to the trend line over here. So it's around 85 pips, but that is a potential one to watch. Euro Aussie, like I mentioned, ideally I want to long it over here at 178 500, because then my risk reward makes more sense. It doesn't make sense for me to kind of long it where it is right now. So about 100 pip potential move, 2.5 risk reward. Don't want to long it up here. I'm more comfortable doing it here because I have some support and resistance to go on the back of. Dollar yen, that move worked. Again, waiting for the break to the upside using the EMAs. New Zealand, I'm very much interested in this. Like I said, I'm leaning more towards the New Zealand pairs because the AUD has news. So we had the inverted head and shoulder, literally the same as this. We had the breakout. What are we doing on the New Zealand? We had the breakout and we are getting the pullback. So I will be interested to long next week anywhere around in this region, around 0.60. So if we get that higher low, then I will be looking to take it to the upside. The pound, as I was mentioning, there's a head and shoulder there, but it's not confirmed yet. I will be leaning more towards the short on this. AUD-CAD, same thing, we broke above, so now looking for that retest to take it to the upside for a long. So same thing with the New Zealand CAD as well. As you can see, we have the EMAs, we've closed above, needs a pullback around in here to basically take it to the upside. And the last one, oh, the second last one, I have another one here. I spotted the USD CAD in a range over here. So if we do get the break to the upside, then we could look for the retest and take a long to around 140. So that will be a nice interesting move. And last one, pound yen. I don't really like this pair, but there's a strong trend line over here on the daily. We have a level of support over here, 61.8, 197 round number. So looking good in an uptrend, looking to trade with the trend, so we can be looking for a pullback to take a long to the upside. So that looks pretty interesting, and that could be quite a big move. It's about 260 odd pips, so that looks interesting as well. So plenty of options to keep an eye on, and as usual I'll update you in the forum, but that's how the week looks. Lots of news this week, so expect a lot of movement, and an NFP at the end of it, so make sure not to trade that, but make a solid plan. When you're getting into a trade, make sure you know when you want to ideally get out by, and if so and so scenario happens, what you're going to do, so that you are not kind of like making rash decisions when you are into the trade. But take care, and I'll see you during the week.